So what is good? Let's get started. Here we are with Pascal. We did Rust previously. This is Pascal. Both of them are imperative. So reading it, once you learn the basic syntax, it's just top to bottom. You find out where the entry point is or the main section, and then you follow the functions from there. There's nothing really fancy going on. There's really nothing to get into that much other than the syntax, which you should really be using ChatGPT or something to explain the syntax for you and some code examples. If you want some code examples, I do have quite a few now, so just go ahead and email me, and we can go through those in the future. But the installation supposedly is where people have issues. So let's get to that. We're going to be using Free Pascal, which is the compiler for Pascal. This one is Nicholas Worth passed away on the 1st, but as of it's still getting updated. The current version is 3.22. We check here. Looks like that's 2021. So it's still being worked on. At least it has been worked on more recently than the other popular competitor, which is not really competitor, but service or compiler, which is GNU Pascal. And there's still a list of issues and known bugs that have not been fixed or talked about. So let's get to the Free Pascal install, and first we'll take a look at these online compilers. Alright, so you want to run some Pascal code, you don't feel like installing it, or you just want to quickly prototype. Online compilers are going to be your way to go. Godbolt is my favorite. Supposedly it's not actually meant to be a compiler, but it does have execution options, and it does have what's called an executor. And that's going to be in this tab right here. There is your standard in, which is going to act as the command line arguments. And there's some runtime tools, which is better than any of these other things have. This is going to let you set the environment variables. You could pick a GPU and all that kind of stuff. You can really, there's Godbolt alone is going to take you where, for me at least, I'm not, it's going to does enough for me. In the past, you can get a lot done here. There's online GDB. This is also good for compiled languages. There's a few in this drop down up here, and it's pretty similar. It's got a command line argument section. It's not going to show you the assembly. It is going to have a beautify option, and there's some other things here. I've used online GDB for C. Generally for C programming, if I'm on my laptop on Windows, this and Godbolt is what I use instead of messing with Visual Studio or Mingw 32, but I do have an install video on those, and they are installed if you want to use them, but forget it. Why? This is fine. One compiler is also pretty good. This is just easy to look at, and for some reason more favorable to just go here for simple programs, because it's just pretty basic, and you can just kind of put your stuff in there and get it over with. There's a ton of languages as well. So those are the online compilers that I use and recommend. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this Linux install. We'll also go over the uninstall process. It is just some files you have to delete. Let's go to the download section here. All of the download files are hosted on SourceForge, so it doesn't really matter which one you click, but we might as well click the one that is in line with our processor, which is going to be the x86i386. Linux, actually the AMD 64 should be fine too. Here, and then we're going to go down here. This is the most installed one, and we have the most popular architecture set up, so that does line up. And we want the most recent version, and we want the tar. So we're going to go ahead and click that. It's going to automatically download. Okay, and then we can open up the terminal. Alright, so now with the terminal open, we can cd into downloads, and go and there is the tar file that we want to extract. So we'll do tar-xf fpc and tab complete. And it's going to extract into the same directory we are, which is the downloads. Boom. We can ll again, and you see that we only have write permissions as the super user, or as the main guy, as the top dog. So we're going to want to make sure that we are going to need to write things. So we are going to want to, especially to add the fpc command to the terminal globally, so we can just type in fpc and see what we want. we're going to want to do this as a super user, and it's going to install in the main, in the backslash area. If you want it local, then you probably should maybe do a cmod 777 fpc. Maybe that'll help you out or something. Okay, so we did that. No reason to do that though, and but okay, we did do it. I don't know the implications of that. Really, it doesn't matter unless someone is, you know, messing around too much. But we, man, we probably don't want to do that. But okay, so that is one thing you could do. But let's just go ahead and remove that just in case, because I don't like that at all. So, but that is what you could do. So then we'll LL and we'll do that, and then we're good. Now we're here. Okay, and we're back to where we were. We can cd into that folder, and we can L again, and there is the install sh. We still only have permissions as the top dog. So what we're going to do is sudo /install.sh, and that should, it's really, you know, I guess it's also not good to install things as the super user for the same reason. So I think it's, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But that's what we did, and that's what we're going with. So we're going to hit enter here, and we are going to continue. I am not going to install the documentation, but you can, so I guess I am going to. And then I will also install the demos, and we'll put those in the share folder, and that's fine. Okay, and we'll have to delete those demos when the time comes, but we should just be able to type in fpc, and there you go. Now it is installed. Pretty painless. Right, and once you're done with the installation, before you close out everything, you're going to want to take note of the places where things were installed. So documentation was installed here, demos were here, and the configuration files are here. You're going to need to delete all of those when the time comes if you want to uninstall. And now let's uninstall. It's pretty important that we know how to uninstall, because that is how you get rid of the garbage on your computer. So we are going to start in the share, get rid of the examples and the documentation. So that's going to be in /user/share/doc, and we want a cd in there. LL, there's too much stuff to read here, so we will just off faith do sudo rm-rf, and I want to delete everything related to fpc, so I'm just going to do fpc star. I probably list show or something like that, but it should just be right here. Them libs, there are a lot of them. Okay, so there is only one fpc folder here, so fpc star should do it for us. Cool. Then let's go to the bin and double check those. It says cd/user/bin and ll as well. Alright, so there's kind of too many files, so just find fp star. That's all we got there. So none of those, we should be good. So we should sudo rm-rf fp star, and that's going to get rid of all of those. And then in the etc folder, we should, okay, so we want to sudo rm-rf fpc.cfg and fppkg. Okay, so then there's also that, so we want to sudo rm fpp that, and then no. And then finally in the lib, we will cd to the lib, do the same. Okay, so that's all that. It looks like there's just one folder. Yeah, there's just the fpc folder, so we're good here. So we can sudo rm-rf fpc. Cool. And then if we type in fpc, cool, it's gone. Completely eradicated. All right, let's see if we can get this Windows installation going. We are on Windows, 64-bit system, Windows. Let's go to download on freepascal.org, and we are going to click the x86i36. Actually, it doesn't really matter, but We are going to, it's the AMD 64. I should have said that before, but that's really what we want. Again, it doesn't matter though. And we want the exe file. This is the 32-bit version, which 64-bit is backwards compatible with that. And I suppose that that is good enough for us. So it's the most installed, and it is what I'm going to go with. And it's smaller. So we're going to go with that. It's an installer, so this should handle things very easily. I'm not sure. We're going to keep it. Just trust that it is what it is. I'm not sure how easy the uninstall process is going to be. Maybe there is an uninstaller built in, which there should be, but it is free, so what are you going to do? We will go ahead and run this. So it looks like it's going to install everything into this folder. I hope it does. If it can keep everything in that folder, then we're totally chill. We'll do the full installation and see what happens. Shortcut will be called free Pascal. That's cool. File associations. Hopefully the configuration files get installed in that folder. I don't think it's going to add anything to the path, so we might have to do that. And it's going to run. This information is actually down here. This is all the same thing here. So if you want to, look at that, you can look at that. So we'll just hit next. Logo days, fpc 3.22. Oh, sweet. There's an uninstall thing here. So we should just be able to click that. Sweet. Awesome. Cool. And it's gone. All right. Looks like it's already in the path. Just ran fpc and it showed up. So then we're good to go. Uninstall is super easy. The install is super easy. Windows has been disappointing me less and less as time goes on. So this is pretty simple, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And that should set you straight for installing Pascal. If you have any questions, obviously ask me. Email me, put it in the comments, whatever. I am on the internet most hours of the day. Hope you have a fantastic day. Peace.